So far we have discussed principal value branch of inverse trigonometric functions, and we have discussed some properties of inverse trigonometric functions. So today I'm going to take up few questions. So the question is, find the principal value of, yes, part 1 is sine inverse 1 over root 2. So think of the angle value of whose sine is 1 by root 2. You had studied in your 10th class and 11th class that sine 45 degree is 1 over root 2. So sine of pi by 4 is 1 over root 2. So I replace this 1 over root 2 as sine pi by 4. Now you know that sine inverse sine x is equal to x for all x which belong to the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So here sine inverse sine x, role of x is being played by pi by 4, and now you can see this x, that is pi by 4, belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So therefore sine inverse sine x will be equal to x, that is pi by 4. So the principal value of sine inverse 1 over root 2 is pi by 4. Now second part is find the principal value of cot inverse negative 1 over root 3. Now first of all we will handle this negative sign. In the last class we learned that cot inverse minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. So using this property I can write this as pi minus cot inverse 1 over root 3. So this is pi as it is. Now think of the angle value of whose cot is 1 over root 3, and you know that cot of pi by 3 is 1 over root 3. So I replace this 1 over root 3 with cot pi by 3. Now again cot inverse cot x will be equal to x for all x which belong to the open interval 0 to pi. So here pi by 3 lies in this interval. So cot inverse cot pi by 3 will be equal to pi by 3. So pi minus pi by 3 is 2 pi by 3. So principal value of cot inverse minus 1 over root 3 is 2 pi by 3. Let's take another question. Using principal values, evaluate the following. First part is find the value of tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse minus 2. First of all, we will handle this negative sign. So we learned that secant inverse minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse x. So here x is your 2. So I can write secant inverse minus 2 as pi minus secant inverse 2. So I'll open the bracket. Now look here. Think of the angle value of whose tan is root 3. And we know that tan 60 degree, that is tan pi by 3 is root 3. So I replace root 3 with tan pi by 3 minus pi, and this will be plus secant inverse. Now similarly think of the angle value of whose secant is 2, and we know that secant 60 degree is 2, that is secant pi by 3 is 2. So I replace this 2 with secant pi by 3. Now tan inverse tan x will be equal to x for all x which belong to the open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And you can see pi by 3 lies in this interval. So tan inverse tan pi by 3 will be pi by 3. This minus pi, and secant inverse secant x will be equal to x for all x which belong to the closed interval 0 to pi excluding pi by 2. And yes, you can see pi by 3 lies in this. So secant inverse secant x will be equal to x, and role of x is being played by pi by 3. So we get pi by 3 minus pi by 3 plus pi by 3. On simplification, you will get minus pi by 3. So value of tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse minus 2 is minus pi by 3. Yes. Now the next question is, using principal values, evaluate tan inverse 1 cos inverse minus 1 by 2 plus sine inverse minus 1 by root 2. First of all, I'll handle the negative sign here. Yes, cos inverse minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. So I can write this as pi minus cos inverse 1 by 2 because it is minus x. So role of x is being played by 1 by 2. Similarly here, sine inverse minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. So I'll write sine inverse minus 1 by root 2 as minus sine inverse 1 by root 2. Now it is tan inverse 1. Think of the angle value of whose tangent is 1. We know that tan 45 degree, that is tan pi by 4 is equal to 1. So I replace this 1 with tan pi by 4 plus pi, and here think of the angle value of whose cos is 1 by 2, and we know that cos pi by 3 is 1 by 2. So I replace this 1 by 2 with cos pi by 3. And here think of the angle value of whose sine is 1 by root 2, and we know that sine pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2. Now tan inverse tan x. Tan inverse tan x will be equal to x for all x which belong to the open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And you can see here x is pi by 4 which lies in this interval. So tan inverse tan pi by 4 will be pi by 4. This pi as it is, and cos inverse cos x is equal to x for all x which belong to the closed interval 0 to pi. And you can see this x lies in this closed interval. So cos inverse cos x will be equal to x, that is pi by 3. And here sine inverse sine x is equal to x for all x which belong to the closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And you can see this pi by 4 lies in this closed interval. So sine inverse sine pi by 4 will be equal to pi by 4. So we get pi by 4 plus pi minus pi by 3 minus pi by 4. On simplification, you will get the value as 2 pi by 3. So tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse minus 1 by 2 plus sine inverse minus 1 over root 2 is 2 pi by 3. Yes, let's take another question. Evaluate sine inverse sine 3 pi by 5. Yes, we learned that sine inverse sine x is equal to x for all x which belong to the closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. But here, this x, that is 3 pi by 5, which will be equal to 3 into 180 over 5 degrees. So it will come out to be 108 degrees. And you can see this does not lie in this interval. So its value cannot be 3 pi by 5 because 3 pi by 5 does not lie in the principal value branch. So I have to modify this. So what I'll do, now you can see 3 over 5, it is 0.6. That means 3 pi by 5 is less than 180 degree. That is less than pi. So that means pi minus something should give you 3 pi by 5. So this something will be pi minus 3 pi by 5, that is 2 pi by 5. So what I can do, I can write this as sine pi minus 2 pi by 5, because pi minus 2 pi by 5 will give you 3 pi by 5. Now this is sine pi minus theta. We know that sine pi minus theta is equal to sine theta because pi minus theta will lie in the second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine is positive, and because pi is even multiple of pi by 2, so t ratio will not change. So sine pi minus theta will be sine theta. So here this sine inverse, and it will be sine theta, and role of theta is being played by 2 pi by 5. Right? Now you can see this angle 2 pi by 5. 2 pi by 5 will be 2 into 180 by 5 degrees, which will be 72 degree. And now you can see this 2 pi by 5 belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Therefore, sine inverse sine x will be equal to x, and role of x is being played by 2 pi by 5. So sine inverse sine 3 pi by 5 is equal to 2 pi by 5. Now let's take another question. Evaluate cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6. Now look here. Here 13 by 6 will be 2 point something. So this angle will be greater than 2 pi. That means 2 pi plus something will be equal to 13 pi by 6. And yes, principal value branch of cos inverse is the closed interval 0 to pi. So this x does not belong to the interval 0 to pi. Therefore, this cannot be equal to 13 pi by 6. So, and we know that this angle is greater than 2 pi. So 2 pi plus something should be 13 pi by 6. So that something will be 13 pi by 6 minus 2 pi. That is pi by 6. So I can write this as cos inverse cos 2 pi plus pi by 6. Because 2 pi plus pi by 6 will give you 13 pi by 6. Now this is cos inverse. Now we know that cos 2 pi plus theta will be equal to, yes, this angle will lie in the first quadrant, and in first quadrant cos is positive, and because 2 pi is even multiple of pi by 2, so t ratio will not change, so it will be cos theta. So cos 2 pi plus pi by 6 will be equal to cos pi by 6. Role of theta is being played by pi by 6. So here we get cos inverse cos pi by 6. Now we know that cos inverse cos x is equal to x for all x which belong to the closed interval 0 to pi. And here role of x is pi by 6, and pi by 6 lies between 0 and pi. So cos inverse cos pi by 6 will be equal to pi by 6. So cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6 is equal to pi by 6. Let's take another question. Cos inverse cos 7 pi by 6. Now again, 7 pi by 6 does not belong to the closed interval 0 to pi. So here cos inverse cos 7 pi by 6 is not equal to 7 pi by 6. So we have to modify this. Now look here, 7 by 6 will be 1 point something. So that means this angle 7 pi by 6 is greater than pi. That means pi plus something will give you 7 pi by 6. So that is 7 pi by 6 minus pi. So that something will be pi by 6. That means I can write 7 pi by 6 as pi plus pi by 6. So I'll get cos inverse cos of pi plus pi by 6. Now it is of the form cos pi plus theta. This. Now cos pi plus theta, it will lie in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant cos is negative. And pi is an even multiple of pi by 2. So T ratio will not change. So it will be minus cos theta. So cos pi plus pi by 6 will be equal to minus cos pi by 6. Role of theta is being played by pi by 6. Right? Now look here. This is of the form cos inverse minus x. And role of x is being played by this cos pi by 6. And we know that cos inverse minus x is equal to, yes, cos inverse minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. So cos inverse minus cos pi by 6 will be equal to pi minus cos inverse, and role of x is being played by cos pi by 6. So I'll get here pi minus cos inverse cos pi by 6. And yes, cos inverse cos x is equal to x when x lies between the closed, x lies in the closed interval 0 to pi. So cos inverse cos pi by 6 will be equal to pi by 6. So pi minus pi by 6 will give you 5 pi by 6. So cos inverse cos 7 pi by 6 is equal to 5 pi by 6.